Here we go. Fusing float glass. Is it fun or is it folly? Actually, it's a bit of fun. But the funny thing is, I never thought I'd find fusing float glass fun. Say that a few times and see how you go. Welcome to the channel. My name is Jeff, and that's Jeff with 2 F's. In this project, it is all about fusing with float glass, which I don't have a lot of experience. I have done very little with float glass and not had a lot of success. Some things have worked out okay, but a lot of it has been, I've got devitrification on it, and even though I've done what I was supposed to do, and that is fuse it with the tin side up. So what I'm doing wrong, I don't really know. But anyway, we're going to give it another go. In this one, excuse me, I have some glass that has been very kindly given to me by Kyle, who is a local glazier. Is that right? And he has very kindly given me some sheets of float glass, so it's brand new, hasn't been in windows or anything like that, which is what I would normally try and do. So we're not going to have a problem with anything like scratches and all that on it, which potentially could have been causing devitrification. So brand new glass, we're going to make a little platter like you've seen me make before in that very gradual slope. And we're going to decorate it by using sandblasting techniques. And don't forget, if you find the video useful, please share it around. I'd appreciate that. And consider becoming a member, because we have some member-only videos that I'm sure you'll find helpful. So this isn't a really complex project. Given that I don't have a lot of experience, I've kept it simple. Basically, we're just going to fuse a couple of pieces together, and we're only going to tack fuse them together. And then we're going to sandblast them, as I said before. So let's get into it. Okay, the design for this is very simple. I'm going to take this piece of glass, I'm going to cut it in half, fuse the 2 pieces together. I'm then going to slump that into a mould, and after I've slumped it into a mould, I'm going to decorate it with sandblasting. And I want to do that after I've slumped it, so that I've got a rather strong sandblasted look rather than that softer look that you get if you do it prior to slumping. I will be using some stencils in that design, and hopefully it'll be quite effective. Now, excuse me, I have already identified the tin side using an ultraviolet light that I've got here. If you want to know how to do that, there are quite a few videos on YouTube. So if you just do some searches, I'm sure you'll find one. And it is really quite simple. And there are other methods you can use. The other ones I've tried, I wasn't very successful with them. Whereas the ultraviolet light is just a lot better. It is a lot more depth. Now, as far as materials, this is just 3mm float glass. It's a 300 by 300 piece. It's nothing special. You can get it at any glass suppliers. And as far as equipment is concerned, really, other than maybe finishing the edges, and I'm not too sure how they're going to come out. And also, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to get a lot of devit, but I'm going to try very hard not to get devit by having the tin side up. Firing it with the tin side up. So equipment may be something to finish the edges, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward, this one. Just cutting the glass, making up some stencils, and then sandblasting. So, obviously, you'll need a sandblaster. You can do this by chemical etch as well if you really want to do. Now, don't forget, stay safe. Make sure you look after yourself. Do your research, check on everything, including your requirements for your lungs, your eyes, your skin, everything else. Of course, it always depends upon what materials you're using, but please stay safe. So, first of all, I'll cut this in half, clean them up, and put them together and get them fused together. I will probably only do a tack fuse together, limit the amount of time it's at that processing temperature to limit the chances of getting DVIT. So there's our fused piece. I don't have a lot of experience with float, so maybe somebody out there can tell me. If you look very closely, you can see these areas here. There are like little bubbles in there. Now this is very flat glass, so it was a very smooth side to smooth side. Now what I did do, the top of this is the tin side. Inside here, I put the bottom piece tin side up as well. So sandwiched in there is a tin side. So if anybody out there knows, I'd love to know. Are these little marks here because I've got the tin side sandwiched in the middle? Or is it just a bubble? Basically, they come around because I had two smooth sides together, but they weren't perfectly smooth, so therefore we trapped a bit of air in there. So interestingly, there are very obvious bubbles. Don't know whether I can see, you can sort of see one right in the middle there. Now there weren't any bubbles in the glass, so that is a bubble trap. So why these others look different, I don't know. Anyway, it's an interesting pattern, isn't it? I am going to straighten up the edges and then we are going to slump it before I do the decoration with the sandblasting. Well, I'm getting worse as I get older. I forgot to video a couple of things for you. Basically, out of the mould, that's the shape. You come out of the mould. What you see on the top here is something that I forgot to video as well. That is making up the image or the graphic for the Cricut machine to cut out the vinyl to use as a stencil. Now what I've done is over on my computer I've created this graphic. I've then taken that over to the Cricut machine and I have used that to cut this out as a stencil. Now because I want to have the areas where, as you can guess, these are drops, not sandblasted, so that's the mask for all of those, and that down there is a pond. So that's the mask for that. The bumps there are bubbles, but hopefully they won't be a problem. I just couldn't get them out as I was putting it down. I don't know, it's just getting worse as I get older. But anyway, just got to laugh about it, haven't we? So where we're at the moment is I have stuck the stencil on this, and now I've got to go and sandblast it. And I'm going to sandblast the whole thing, sides, top, bottom, the whole lot. And then hopefully the effect I'm trying to get will work out. So that's where we are, off to the sandblaster. So, is fusing with float glass fun or folly? Well, I think it's fun. Even though I have mistakes and it doesn't always work, it's still a bit of fun. You've got to give these things a go. So this one has worked out okay. I've got no devitrification in it, but I did only take it up to a tack fuse. I haven't taken it to a full fuse. In another project, I will take it up to a full fuse, and we'll see how that one goes. But that's about the only thing, other than me getting frustrated with making the stencil, which I didn't show you. Making the stencil on the Cricut machine is easy. Cricut machine is great to use. But when it comes to actually getting it onto the piece of glass, my fumbly fingers made it a bit, oh, there's those F's again. My fumbly fingers made it a little bit of a challenge, let's put it that way. Anyway, look, if you've got any comments on that, please put them in the comments section, and any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. And if you liked it and it's been of some value, please share it around. I would really appreciate that. So if you like that one, there's another suggested video down there just for you, as well as a subscribe button. Up there are some example videos for members, as well as a button to find out some more information. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.